Mr. Abinanti, you brought up the additional bill, correct? The bill that we voted?
I indicated why I'm supporting this legislation as opposed to some other alternatives that have been suggested.
Yeah,
so
but you, in fact,
my arguments were addressed to the legislation that's on the floor, and I considered alternatives and said why I think this is a better alternative.
all right, that wasn't my question. My question was, did you or did you not bring up the addition or the proposal that we put up in your diatribe there?
As a comparison as to why this is a good piece of legislation.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I would say that if the other member is speaking on legislation or the amendment that we put up, we should have every right to be able to question that person or that member on his comments in front of this august body.
Certainly, Mr. Graf, but I think the majority leader reminded us, all of us, that we should be talking to the bill in chief. So that was a admission both to Mr. Abinanti as well as to the rest of the members. So we are so admonished, and we will follow the procedures we always do. We will talk to the bill that's on the board.
Good. With that, I appreciate that. My question for Mr. Abinanti is, you did a great job bolstering this bill, but there was something that you said that I'm very interested in. What exactly would you change? What language would you change in this bill? Because that's one of the statements.
You may answer that question, Mr. Abinanti.
I would be glad to discuss it with Mr. Graf afterwards. I think it's more wordsmithing. As an attorney who has drafted legislation in the past, I would prefer to see some of this language drafted a little differently. But the points of the bill are well taken and are the points that we should be pushing. For example, the point that Ms. Nolan made about some confusion that was created by the State Education Department, I think, misinterpretation of the language dealing with data. I would make that very clear.
Well, Mr. Abinanti, your time is up.
Thank you.
Mr. Graf, you're coming back for a second time, so you'll have the floor when you come back.